making another video right now. It's around 7:24 p.m. and it's very fresh right now because the sun is finally setting down. It's so hot these last couple of days. It's like the sun has been flaring up its flames on top of us humans. It feels twice as hot as a usual day. But yeah, I've been feeling the heat wave, and I picked a class in the morning, so I'm starting to try to get my degree, I guess. And wouldn't you believe it that from my house to college, which is around 30 minutes, which is not that bad. That's in a good day on traffic, California traffic. But because school is starting and it's the morning, and then students are entering high school, middle school, elementary school, the streets are literally 3 times as more packed as a normal day. It's literally bumper to bumper, and I was losing my mind. I woke up. I left my house around 45 minutes early to go to college, to go to my class that I need. And 10 minutes would pass, and I was not even leaving my city to go to the next city. I couldn't leave it. It was bumper to bumper. And I feel like people were very on a very collision. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like people were on the edge, because when people are late to work or taking their kids to school, they act unpredictable. So I felt like it wasn't the edge energy in the morning. I had no idea. I literally forgot that students go to class at 8, or I don't even know, 8 these days, or people are going to work at 8. Because when I was going to middle school and high school started at 6 a.m. in the morning, and now it's at 8. I think students start at 8 a.m. And it's crazy because I remember you had to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to high school. Imagine that, waking up at 5 a.m. It's still night. And then you go to school at 6 in the morning. And I remember it being kind of darkish even at 6 a.m. And these kids, they have like 2 hours more to sleep. And they go to high school now at 8 a.m. And they're also deciding to make it to make the weekend 3 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if they're trying to make that into effect in schools in California, to make a 3 days off for students. I heard it. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I had no idea that it wasn't gonna get that packed. And now this class is pretty important, because without this class, I can't get my diploma. And unfortunately, I had to drop this class because the traffic situation. Now I need to return the damn calculator that costs like $89. Thank God for Amazon's return policy. Amazon's like a hella good company, man. Like, every time I order something by mistake and I want to return it, I can return it, and they refund you back There's so much that Amazon has helped us humans. I feel like crying right now. Amazon, you saved my life. Thanks for saving me $30. But yeah, it's very unfortunate that I picked the class so early. It's not even early. It's like it's morning, but it's not that early. I had to wake up around 6 a.m. or 6:50, and then leave my house around 7. I left my house around. I think I left my house around 7:50, and then my class started at 8:45. So it took me from 7:50 all the way to 8:50 to get to my class. Oh no, 8:45. So it took me around 55 minutes to get to my class on the first day. And I'm not really sure if the traffic was gonna decrease afterwards, but why would it? Students still need to go to class, and parents still need to go to work. So yeah, stuff like that's getting on my ways of, trying to get my degree. There's always some shit that's protecting me from getting my degree. There's always an obstacle. And another obstacle for me was that I don't understand stats. Like, I remember our stats teacher on our first day, he didn't even explain the homework. There's like 3 minutes left or 5 minutes left for the class to end on the second day, and he's like, well, now you need to do this, and you put a decimal, and then you get, what the fuck are you talking about? What? And it's because they expect you to know algebra and pre-algebra information, and man, what about if you literally graduated high school 4 years ago and you forgot everything about algebra? How the fuck are you supposed to pass a class? The college that I go to doesn't even have. They should have classes that prepare you to take that class, but they don't, which is mind blowing. It's ridiculous. It's like they don't want you to graduate. That's why Hispanic colleges, or colleges that have a lot of Hispanic students, they tend to not to be the best, or the ones that graduate the most. I think my college only graduates, like, I'm not even sure, it's around 50 to 80% of the students. I think it's less. I think it's less than 50 actually. I think it was like 30-40%, somewhere around there. And it's because Hispanic communities, we have the tendency of not prioritizing education. For example, if you're a young guy, they tell you, oh, you get married, you better find a wife. Oh, you can't find a wife, then be a plumber. You can't be a plumber, be a welder. And it's like, what? I don't want to fix toilets, and I don't want to weld shit. But and then if you're a philosopher student, an art degree student, and they see you bringing art and painting shit, and they mock you, they abuse you, like, oh, why are you painting? I'm like, oh, I'm an art student. They're like, oh, what are you gonna draw? Are you gonna be the next Picasso? So they do stuff like that. They want you to, and of course, Hispanic women are also stereotype. They want them to be moms and get pregnant at 19 and get husbands by 20, and most of them do. Most Hispanic girls, they get married by the time they're 19, 20. It's like, for white women, I don't even know, when do white women get married? At 26, 27, 28, 29, 30? Or for Hispanic women, it's like 19, 18, 20. And they already found their love of their lives at age 19 and a half. And they have their first kid by age 20 and they don't have degrees, they don't have skills, they don't have trades. Well, the majority of them. And I guess that's why maybe perhaps white women having a more advantage over Hispanic women. And it's kind of ironic that Hispanic women, there is some Hispanic women that have like light skin, but that doesn't equal the same opportunities as being a white woman. There's a lot of Hispanic women that marry white men, and perhaps they're trying to be part of white society, but still, most of them are unsuccessful. Most Hispanic women are working in fast food and cosmology, and most Hispanic guys are working construction and blue collar jobs. And it's unfortunate that is that way for us. You know, other groups like South Asian groups like Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, when they come to America, they get Harvard degrees, they get engineering degrees. Asian people, of course, Asian people, Japanese, Chinese, and you know, Europeans too, and even Africans that come from Africa. A lot of them have degrees and diplomas. So that means that even if you're a white Hispanic, which I'm not a white Hispanic, but if you are a white Hispanic, it's still against you to be successful. Last time I was parking in this exact parking lot, and this random guy asked me for a lighter or a pen, and I was like, I don't have a pen. I want to be left alone. And he got mad. He was like, I just want a pen, man. And I'm like, yeah, you want me to open the door so you could stab me, shank me? No, thank you. And it's just like the homeless situation here. It's like crazy, man, crazy. But yeah, this is my usual spot that I come and relax. I wish my city had a park or a river or a forest. I guess this wall and bushes were due. And there's still people behind me. They're still walking and some random person walking behind my car. You know what I wish? I wish cars could like black out their windows so people can't look what you're doing inside. But yeah, right now it's getting pretty dark. And you can't, like I said before, I was thinking of being homeless, and you can't be in your car more than 30 minutes here in Los Angeles. You just can't. It's too effing hot. It's unbearable. It becomes mentally unbearable, basically. It's too fucking hot to be in your car too. So I don't know how other people live in their cars, but goddamn, you live in your car and you're in Los Angeles or in Arizona or Texas, you're getting cooked alive. And I don't know how these homeless people do it that live in the streets, that live in Skid Row. Well, they probably don't even realize they're homeless because they're too high. But yeah, well, going back to my college situation, I am taking another class. Might as well take it. Thank God I picked up another. I think I picked 2 other classes just in case something goes wrong. Because you know, you don't want to stay in your house and just rot and your brain becomes smush. It's always good to take classes right now when you're kind of young. I'm not even that young, but if you're in your 20s, take classes to make sure you understand what you want to be in life. I have a younger brother who was in the perfect time of his life to be going to college, but he doesn't do anything. I guess something in his brain is gonna click on later on when he's like 30. He's gonna realize that, oh, I don't have degrees, I don't have no skills. I'm gonna literally die in this house with no money. My parents are not gonna be alive anymore in a few years, and you're basically screwed. And it's true, you're screwed, because without education, you're basically screwed in this world of money. Unless you like working like in retail or stuff like that. But retail's a nightmare too. I quit my job that I had for a year and a couple of months ago, and I've been like overthinking stuff, like, oh, and maybe if I was this, I should have said this, overthinking about some of the coworkers, about there's a female, oh, mosquitoes biting me. But yeah, I feel like I'm just overthinking. Delusion maxing, that's what I call it. I feel like most of them are not interested. Oh shit, the cops. But yeah. It would have been way better if I had my own, like, if I lived by myself, or if my house wasn't. But damn, it's too hard to afford a place here in Los Angeles. You have to be working full time. Man, this guy was fucking riding his bicycle and riding his dog. Damn, go do that somewhere else, amigo. I don't know if I might upload this or not. I don't. It's kind of boring, just me talking. I don't think nobody's gonna actually watch the entire video of this, but whatever. My other platforms have been deleted. I had a few followers and a few hundred, and now it's gone. Instagram, they deleted me from Instagram. TikTok, they deleted me from TikTok. I don't know which one's more of a pest platform, TikTok or Instagram. I'm thinking TikTok, because TikTok blocks you even if you put something like medical. Because I put a video of this guy that I seen in the streets, and he was cutting off his leg, and I posted, and TikTok blocked me because of that. I was like, you puss, TikTok, your platform sucks. And then Instagram blocks you if you say anything negative, even the F word. I don't know. I guess YouTube is my last output in the world with my, I don't know, 20 views. I wonder if people are gonna watch my videos 1,000 years from now. wonder how this planet would look in like 50 years from now. It can't look the same. Something catastrophic has to happen, right? There's just too much bad going on that for this planet to keep going the same rotation has been going. I don't know, maybe water's gonna run out. Maybe there's gonna be another virus attack on humans. COVID-23 is gonna happen. I don't know. I do wonder if the COVID injections that they gave us, I took them. I took 2 COVID shots from, man, I even forgot. It was, I think it's, oh shit, the lights turned on. I think it was called Morbid or some shit like that. Morbid. I mean, I forgot the name. I know it was in Johnson. But I took it because my parents were elderly and I didn't want to spread it to them because I was working or outside and I was young. I could have the virus, and because I'm younger and nothing had happened, but I could spread them to them. So I took it. I took it in CVS of all places. Didn't even get a discount or anything. Those bastards. I thought they were gonna give me a $5 discount. Didn't get a crap for CVS. But I wonder what that injection did, if it was really necessary. I don't know. It doesn't make sense that the government would solely care about people, but the same government sells cigarettes and beer and toxic lead on water. Why did COVID matter? Don't people die more of smoking and drinking? I don't know. Man, I'm going off topic. But yeah. And it smells weird outside. It smells like, because it's so hot that it has like this musty, moist, tropical feeling outside. It feels like almost like tropical Mexico or tropical Puerto Rico, tropical Cuba. You know that moist, sticky feeling? That musty, fiery, I was gonna say third world smell. It smells like that. It's so hot that it's probably making this distinguished smell now. I can't believe my car smells. It smells like sweat and old people. What's up with ancestry DNA? I checked my they said that they're gonna update it. I don't think most people know, but I've been hearing rumors that ancestry DNA was gonna update their system. I've been having ancestry DNA since 2021. It has updated, I think, once or twice, and they're supposed to update every year. But yeah, when I got my ancestry DNA, I'm basically a mixture of Iberian and Native American, and also technically I'm a mixture of Middle Eastern and Sub-Saharan African. Fucking plane. And it's because all those races came to Mexico. the sub-Saharan African DNA that I have, it's really small, percentage, and it's so ironic that my biggest percentage is Iberian or European, because most people, when they see me, they don't they might not think, oh, he has nothing in common with Europeans or stuff like that, but yeah, the majority of my DNA is from Spaniards. I always felt this interest in the Spanish language, flamenco. It's like you can feel it in your blood. The way the Spanish move and they think. It's like in my blood, literally. Even though a Spaniard might say, oh, you don't have nothing in common with us. I don't know why I said that in the Indian accent, like, you, my friend, you're nothing like us, my friend, okay? Sir? But, because, Spaniards are basically very white people. They're blonde, blue eyes. Some have ginger, some of them have curly black hair. So a lot of them are very white. Very, very white. But, interesting enough, I have some Jewish DNA that came from the Iberians, I think. So that means I have a very mixture components in me. Because if you take the DNA of an Asian person, like a pure Asian person, like a Chinese, they're usually 99% Asian. But me, it was like Spaniard, Native American, Middle East, Sub-Saharan African, and a little bit of Jewish. So it's like a mixture of these races. Of course, the Jewish and the Middle Eastern came from the Spaniards, because the Spaniards, they mix with the Jewish people and the Middle Eastern people. I heard that Hispanics have more Jewish DNA than the Iberians themselves, because what happened was in the 1400s or 1500s, the Spaniards were trying to kick out all the Jewish peoples from the Middle East. From Spain. For the Spaniards, it was very important to be pure-blooded Spaniard. And of course, it was very important to keep Spain a Catholic state. And it didn't help that they were occupied by the Moors for 1,000 years. So maybe that's why they were like hesitant about having Jews and Moors and Muslims and Gypsies, all these other sub races. And so they kicked out they made a law that forced Jewish Spaniards to either be Catholics, Christians, or leave Spain. And a lot of them, the majority of them, left to other places in Europe, like Netherlands. But a few of them, a few sprinkles of them, came to the Americas. A lot of these Jewish Spaniards, they became very wealthy because they sold Native Americans as slaves. A lot of people don't know, but Native Americans were slaves for hundreds of years. Not only to Spaniards, but to Anglos and even other Native Americans, and also Mexicans, which came as mestizos, mulattoes, castizos, etc., etc. One of the most powerful Native American tribes that became very powerful was the Comanche tribe. Yes, this tribe, the Comanche, you should look it up, because the Comanche, they came from a very poor, weak tribal nation into a very wealthy, powerful one. Perhaps they were influenced a lot by the Spaniards because they developed a lot with the horse. They developed a lot with trade, slavery, all that stuff. All that stuff that came from the Spaniards. But yeah, it's very interesting history. By the way, my Native American ancestry comes from the Purepechas, or some of it. The Purepechas were a nation in present day Jalisco and Michoacan in Mexico. This was a tribe, a nation, an empire that existed, and they were enemies of the Aztecs. So, ironically, perhaps some of my ancestors were in war with the Aztecs. Now, the Aztecs were a very brutal nation. They were a very warlike nation. If they capture people, they would sacrifice them. So if they capture 1,000 Purepechas, they were probably gonna kill them off for their gods. So I can see why the Purepechas and other tribes like Tlaxcalanes and Altomis and perhaps other tribes I can't pronounce, they allied with the Spaniards because the Aztecs were being assholes. It just benefited them more. Imagine being an ally to another force that looks alien with alien weapons, which were the Spaniards. And that's how they were able to defeat the Aztecs. Because 200, 300 Spaniards, it will be impossible to conquer a nation of millions. Even 30,000 Spaniards that were trained as soldiers, it would have been still impossible to conquer a nation like that. So over 80,000 soldiers from these nations allied with the Spaniards to defeat the Aztecs. And that's why the Aztecs almost became part of history, and they almost became extinct. There's a nation called the Chimichimecas. This tribe was the enemy of Spain. And like the Aztecs, if you're an enemy of Spain and you're against the Spaniards, you became extinct. And so this nation that was numerous and powerful, they became almost extinct after the Spanish colonization. During Spanish colonization, I mean, so there was the 1500s, 1600s. These people were still not fully part of Spain or New Spain. There were still guerrilla battles between the Chimichimecas and the Spaniards. And the Spaniards, they used a lot of their allies like Purepechas, the Aztecs, to fight off these Chimichimecas. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but who cares? And so after years of the Spaniards fighting the Chimichimecas, they literally disappear from history. Like, you can't go to Mexico and see a Chimichimeca village and their traditions or history. All that is gone. It disappeared. See, because they went against Spain. But if you're an ally of Spain, like the Tlaxcalanes, you survive. You made it. And that's the difference between American Indians and Mexican Indians. If you ally with Spain, your history can survive, your people. So that's why the Tlaxcalanes were able to survive. There's even a city called Tlaxcala State, I think. I'm not really sure. And that's the difference between most American Indian and Mexican Indian. But I think American Indians, the thing is that I don't believe that the Anglos or the Europeans wanted to be allies with them. I don't think there was I don't think that these are like the English. I don't think they wanted to befriend and Christianize and make them part of Anglo world. I think they wanted to kill them and take their land, which was different between the Spaniards. The Spaniards wanted to capitalize and make them part of Hispanic world. Of course, the Spaniards did do a lot of catastrophic, horrible things to the Native Americans. But in some ways, you have to think if it was the English instead of the Spaniards, perhaps Mexico would have looked more like America, and it would have been a population of Anglos and African Americans and 1% Native Americans, which I don't think it could have happened. I think that the population of Mexico, of the Native Americans, was just too large for the Spaniards to destroy, to make them extinct. It's the same with Peru. I also believe Peru is more of a Native American country than Mexico. A lot of people assume that Mexico and Peru are almost the same in percentages of Native Americans. I don't think so. And one reason I know this is because when a Mexican person takes a DNA test, they usually get around 30, 40, 50%, 60% Native American. When a Peruvian takes the DNA, like a average Peruvian, like he gets 70, 80, 90, 100% Native American. So that's the difference. And of course, Argentinians are almost all European. I've seen a few Argentinians that get like 5-10% Native American, but if you're a 90% European person, 10% Native American, even if you're 10% Sub-Saharan African, it's gonna be diluted by the 90% European. It's weird how genetics works. Like you could be 25% African and 75% European, and you might look more European, but still 25% is still a lot of Sub-Saharan African. So it depends on the individual if they look more African. Anyway, I guess that's the end of my video. I'm going really off topic. I think I'm gonna go back to McDonald's and give me a free drink. Oh shit, cars, man. I just love sitting in the parking lot. That's why I call myself the parking lot king. I'm the king of the world. I'm the king of the world. When I'm in the parking lot, in the middle of the night, living the American dream. Anyway, 39 minutes. 39 minutes. If you made it this long, wow, you're an intellectual. Anyway, goodbye. Goodbye.